Hey everybody, it's Lena from Too Typical, and I wanted to do a video on something that I think is super important that we talk a lot about as parents and we talk a lot about as parents with kids with special needs, and yet we don't put into action a lot. I'm going to talk about self-care as a caregiver. As a caregiver of somebody who has some sort of special needs, we often find ourselves burning through every last bit of our fiber that we have. And because their care takes so much and so much time, we often find ourselves not refilling our own pots. I'm horrible at this. Absolutely horrible at this. This weekend, Mia had a dance competition, 2 dance shows. Yesterday, which was Monday, I took Michael down to the U of M. Today I worked all day. Mia had PT, Michael had school, Mia had school. And I haven't really taken any time to just go, why though? Because I tell myself I don't have time. And really, I don't have a lot of time. I try and start winding myself down pretty soon after I put the kids to bed. And I just kind of take that hour to really have some good me time, just to be alone with my thoughts and my puppy and just bleh. But going bleh is not the same as going. So, what are some things that you do that you find self-caring? People read books, they go get massages, go on date nights with their spouses, go on walks by themselves. A lot of our self-care is very individualized, and it's very individual in its actions unless it's done with your spouse. I don't really have anything that I do for self-care anymore. I used to run 5Ks until I decided to break my ankle. Decided. More like the storm drain decided to take it in, but that I broke my ankle this summer, and so I haven't been able to run. And exercising used to be one of my biggest self-care avenues, and now I don't really have one. And I'm struggling to find somewhere that I can put some self-care into my life. I think we talk a lot about as just parents the need to self-care around your kids, and we tell parents you can't be a great parent if you're not taking care of yourself, and remember to self-care and all of these wonderful things. And when you have a neurotypical child, I'm sorry, but it's easier to do. You have things like parent night out at daycares and sports centers that your children attend and schools where you have that chance to go out with your partner. You have that time to have just a little bit of alone time. There's also a lot of moms groups for stay-at-home moms that they take the kids back into a child care center and the moms just get to have some mom time. My most mom time that I get is Monday mornings and Thursday nights. Monday mornings, Michael has gymnastics, and while they are in the gym, I have a wonderful group of ladies that I get a chance to talk to and just kind of blah about the week and get some little feedback on how their lives are going, and we get to have this really nice chat. And then Thursday nights, every other week, I get 2 hours with Mia at dance, and while she's dancing, again, I have a lovely group of about 4 to 5 ladies that I get to meet up with, and we sit and we talk and we just share how our week went, and I get to talk to people who are not my clients, people who are not my parents, because I work with my parents. We have a business that we all run together, and so I either talk to my children or my parents basically all day long, and I never get any other adult interaction. And I think that's something that's super important, especially as a special needs parent. We really do need to find our tribe. And as much as I love online support groups, I don't feel like that is your true tribe. Sorry about that minor interruption, guys. Bedtime apparently is not going as smoothly as I thought it was. So, I'm going to wrap this up as fast as I can try to. So, for parents with neurotypical children, you have all these avenues that you have this chance to self-care. Family and friends are a lot more often able to take or willing to even take kiddos when they're neurotypical. When you have a kid who's special education or special needs, there are a lot less avenues of childcare available so that you can get that self-need opportunity. We're kind of limited. A lot of people have PCA usage that they can use. There's respite care through the county. Then there's family and friends. And if you're lucky, you have a really good childcare center or person. The problem here, I know in Minnesota, and I'm assuming around the rest of the United States as well, is we have a major PCA shortage. And so even if you have those PCA hours, to find a PCA in order to help care for your child is difficult. It's very difficult to find somebody quality right now. They're out there, they're just diamonds, and so everybody is kind of snapping them up as they can get them. The other part of PCA in Minnesota is if you are a paid parent. If you're a paid parent in Minnesota and your child is in school, 99% chance that your paid parent hours are going to be at night when you would like to go and have some of these self-care opportunities. If you go ahead and you take away your caring of that child during those hours, you then lose money. You're being paid to take care of that child and its extraordinary needs. And so that is a big deterrent because people don't want to lose their hours. That's their livelihood. And kids with special needs, we all know, take a little bit of extra money. And so we kind of hold on to whatever we can get. Respite. Respite is also under an incredible shortage right now. It is based with the foster care system in Minnesota, and we are, again, lacking in foster homes as well. So if you're willing to foster in Minnesota, please do, and you have the space. I'm going to put this whole little plug in. Really, we need a lot of foster homes. But there's also the issue that there's not a whole lot of respite homes that are available right now. The other part of respite is if you have children like mine who are dual siblings with special needs, a care provider can only have one special needs child in their care at any given time currently. And that's really frustrating because you don't want to have to split your kids up, and that means you then have to find 2 PCAs or 2 respite providers. Friends and family. Oh, well, thanks to the puppy for that one. I have 2 grandmas. The kids have 2 grandmas that I can ask regularly for help and assistance. And I have a couple friends who have offered here and there to be able to take the kiddos. I have one really good friend who will take Michael on a short notice and is able to handle him really well. And he does really well in her house. And so I'm very grateful for that. But these are not people that I want to continually have to bug. I feel really bad that I really have a very small tribe of people. And so I don't feel comfortable asking if I can have them take him for a couple hours. Plus, he's very much a handful. And he can be very difficult to maintain, especially if I want to do something at night when his meds have worn off and then he's even more bouncy. And so I'm not going to ask my friends because I don't want to put them in that position. Even my friends with special needs, even their kids want, that witching hour never seems to go away with special needs kids. And I don't want to add on to their plate while I'm trying to take off of mine. But don't worry, I will offer to take their kids. But we don't seem to want to put on to each other's plates because we know how much is on their own plates. Just to take off of ours, because then we feel really guilty. At least I do. And so if you have children who are neurotypical, or you don't have children and you have friends who have sped kiddos, ask them sincerely if you're willing to try and help out with their kiddo, because often they're not going to ask you because we feel really guilty about pawning off our kids. But we really do need that time for self-care. So what are some things that you do for self-care that you can give me for ideas to do for my self-care? Because I really need something new, because I'm really struggling. There's so much on my plate right now, and I can't take anything off, so I need to figure out a way to emotionally and mental health wise better deal with what is on my plate. And if you have any other avenues that you know of for kiddos with special needs in order to help parents get some respite care, I know that there's a company that a friend just went through, a Mother's Rest, I think is what it was, or something similar to that, where she was able to go get some respite time. But again, somebody then had to watch her children, so that again brings us back to the how do we get this respite time for ourselves, and how do we get the self-care in that we so desperately know is so very important to our mental health and to the well-being of our families. So do you find it hard to do self-care as a care provider of someone who has special needs? What are your self-care tactics or hobbies or fun things that you do? Let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.